Coming up on this week's show, round 31 of the Brasileirao turned out to be the most sensational of the season. There were 3 head-to-head confrontations between the top 6 sides, and there were some amazing results. First against second, Internacional destroyed São Paulo in the Morumbi, and are the new leaders of the Brasileirao. Third against 6, Atlético Mineiro dropped points in the closing minutes in a tough game away to Grêmio. Fourth against 5th, defending champions Flamengo put on a show versus Palmeiras on a back-in-the fight for the title. Great contests, incredible dribbles, and loads of fantastic goals from the best championship in the Southern Hemisphere. There was a lot at stake at the wrong end of the table between Botafogo and Atlético Goianiense. The first half was slow with few chances. It took 20 minutes for the Dragons to get going, but then they began to create opportunities with Zé Roberto. Wellington Hato had a pop, but it was no problem for Diego Loureiro. The away side kept up the pressure when Janderson and Marlon Freitas combined, but Wellington Hato sent the ball over the top. Botafogo finally woke up. Marcelo Benevenuto got in on goal, but Gian pulled off a great save. On the stroke of half-time, centre-back Benevenuto was given another opportunity, but once again missed the target. 0-0 at the break in the Nilton Santos. From then on, things improved. The Dragons almost went in front when midfielder Pereira tried one from outside the area, but Loureiro was equal to it. The host responded through Pedro Raul, who got a touch before Mateus Babi was close in on the keeper. Gian, though, made a fantastic stop. Great instincts from the goalie. On a counter-attack, Pedro Raul saw a chance. Gian made another great save, but the rebound fell to Babi, who fired home. 1-0 Botafogo. But the joy was short-lived. 5 minutes later, it was all even. The hosts failed to clear. Danilo Gomes slammed the ball into the back of the net. 1-1 in Rio. Atletico then stuck the knife in. After another well-constructed move, the ball ended up with Zé Roberto, who got away from his markers to beat the keeper. 2-1 to the Dragons. Botafogo went forward but found Gian in great form, and he made sure his side stayed in front. Late on, Janderson made a smart move before setting up youngster Victor Leckie for his first goal as a pro. 3-1 the final score. Another nail in Botafogo's coffin as Serie B looms ever closer. The Dragons are now starting to think about the Sul-Americana. Bahia finally took 3 points after 8 games without a win, a real boost in their fight to avoid relegation. The only chance in the first period came 2 minutes in when Nino Paraíba latched onto a long ball and tried to beat Atletico keeper Santos. After the interval, Bahia moved forward in numbers and got the goal they'd been searching for. Substitute Hossi escaped down the right before sending in a cross for Thiago, who hit home. The first senior goal for the 20-year-old in the campaign. Rodriguinho then hit a wicked free kick that forced Santos into making a wonderful stop in the rain at the Arena Fonte Nova. Rodriguinho was then involved with another set piece. The ball fell to Thiago, but the youngster failed to take the chance. A vital win for Bahia and the Hurricanes' first defeat in the last 6. Grêmio and Atlético Mineiro crossed swords in an eagerly anticipated game in Porto Alegre. Both teams have great squads and have been praised for their attacking football, and with the pair near the top of the table, a lot was expected from the encounter. It was also a battle between coaches Jorge Sampaoli and Renato Gaúcho. Both teams went with 3 up front, and the chance of goals was high. But the game got off to a cautious start. With neither team willing to stretch their opponents, the action was stuck in midfield with few chances on goal. But the deadlock was broken on 29 minutes. Keno moved forward before finding Vargas. The Chilean produced a cheeky pass to set up Guilherme Arana on goal, but Tassiano clipped him in the area and the penalty was given, much to the annoyance of Renato Gaúcho. Gano's man of the moment, Johan, stepped forward to power home. No chance for Vanderlei. Still, the pace didn't pick up, and the sides went into the changing rooms at the break with the away team in front. After the restart, Atletico had an opportunity to kill the tie off. Vargas hit a powerful shot, but Vanderlei was well placed. Gremio woke up, but struggled to make an impression. Ferreira livened things up. The ball fell to Everton, who struck the equaliser. Effective stuff from the two substitutes. From then on, it was all Gremio, and the last chance fell to Ferreira, who produced a great dribble, but was stopped by Everson. Honours even in Rio Grande do Sul, but a disappointing result for Atletico, who failed in their mission for 3 points. Gremio have a game in hand, but sit 8 points off the leadership. Only 3 points mattered for both Coritiba and Fluminense in the Couto Pereira. The result, a 6-goal thriller and one of the best matches of the season. It was a great start for the hosts, Coritiba. Less than 3 minutes in, Luis Henrique had time to turn and hit a great low shot to beat Marcus Felipe, 1-0 early on. Then came the definition of an effective counter-attack to set up Curitiba's second. Hugo Moura's pinpoint through ball was met by 19-year-old Nathaniel, who finished it with style. A passionate celebration from the youngster. Fluminense still had some fight in them, and they looked a completely different team in the second half. John Kennedy cut the lead after this rebound from Araujo's shot. Fluminense then tied things up after this perfectly worked set piece from Michel Araujo to veteran striker Fregi. The former Brazil striker's 151st Brasileirao goal and his 4th of the season. 2-2 and a lot more to come. Curitiba retook the lead after a shocker from Fluminense's defence. Ailton stole it and set it up for Hobson, who hit a wonderful shot from deep. 3-2 Curitiba. In stoppage time, Fluminense went all out for an equaliser. Wellington Silva found Caio Paulista in the box. He had a little help from goalkeeper Wilson to make it 3-3 in an electric match in Paraná. But the drama wasn't over, and Curitiba's Hobson and Fluminense's Caio Paulista were sent off after an altercation in midfield. The team shared the points in this highly entertaining match. São Paulo and Internacional faced off at the Morumbi in a duel between first and second in the Brasileirao. The away side looked dominant and was soon in front when a Mosaic set piece was finished off by Victor Cuesta. Inter ahead in the 7th minute. São Paulo struggled and Inter kept capitalising on their mistakes. Juanfran lost out to Yuri Alberto, who picked out Caio Vidal, who doubled the score. Yuri Alberto the key for Inter. Even though they had a nightmare in the first half, São Paulo managed to find the net after talisman Luciano gave hope to the tricolor fans. But after the break, things went from bad to worse. Victor Bueno gave up possession in his own half, and Yuri Alberto made them pay to make it 3-1. São Paulo clearly felt the heat, and things got worse 5 minutes later. Once again, Yuri Alberto caused the problems, running past Volpe to score Inter's 4th. A great assist from Peglo on the play. Goal number 5 came after a Dani Alves blunder. Patricky set it up for Yuri Alberto, and the 19-year-old scored his first career hat-trick. This was São Paulo's worst ever loss at the Morumbi, but what a night for Internacional, who went to the top of the table and are now in the driving seat. Red Bull Bragantino took on Vasco da Gama in Bragança Paulista and showed no mercy to the team from Rio de Janeiro. The hosts are looking to guarantee their survival in the top flight, and an informed Claudinho was determined to cause problems for Vasco. The away side tried to go on the attack, but failed to cause any real danger for goalkeeper Clayton when Thales Magno broke through. The hosts went in front when Claudinho's cross found the head of Eric Ramirez, who struck his first goal for the club. No chance for Fernando Miguel. Red Bull then went for the jugular. Elinho was denied by a good stop from the Vasco keeper. Then Ejimar had an opportunity that went wide. In the second half, Red Bull continued to move forward and struck a second with Claudinho. In a training ground move, the player got the ball outside the area before beating Fernando Miguel. A wonderful strike from the number 10. Vasco tried to fight back. Clayton made a mistake, and forward Gary Opeki gave the away teams some hope of a comeback. But there was no way through. Claudinho was having a fantastic night. He picked up the ball outside the area and then hit a shot that took a deflection on its way in. Unlucky for Vasco, as Claudinho moved on to 15 goals in the race for the Golden Boot. To rub salt in the wounds, Hurtado then hit a brilliant free kick to make it 4-1 in Bragança Paulista. Fernando Miguel well beaten by the effort. A fantastic result for Red Bull Bragantino, but a grim scoreline for Vasco, who remain heavily involved in the fight to avoid the drop. This was the top 6 clash in Brasilia between the last two Brasileirao champions. Right on the 3rd minute, there was a great ball to Uruguayan left-back Vinha, who drove forward and squirted William, but he failed to convert. A big miss for Palmeiras. Flamengo responded in the 5th minute with this audacious bicycle kick from Arrascaeta, which was saved by Weberton. More pressure came from Flamengo. Gerson's close-range shot was saved by Weberton, and Gabriel skied the rebound. It was attack versus defence at this point. With Flamengo in control, Everton Ribeiro hit a shot that was wide of a target. Danilo then had a go after a strong run, but the ball took a deflection and almost caused trouble for Hugo Souza. The goal finally came from some comical defending from Palmeiras. Arrascaeta flicked the ball past Weberton, and Kustovic had an apparent easy clearance, but the attempt hit Luan and ended up in the net. A freak goal in the Maniga Hincha. Palmeiras returned from the lockers looking better and had a huge opportunity with Gabriel Menino, who had time and the entire length of the goal to choose from, but missed the golden chance. Flamengo almost doubled the lead with Gustavo Henrique's header that went just wide of the goal. A big mistake from Gustavo Scarpa created another Flamengo chance, but Vitinho couldn't finish. Vitinho then played in a dangerous corner. The ball eventually ended up at Pepe's feet, who struck to score Flamengo's second of the night. 2-0, the final score. Flamengo jumped up to 3rd place with the win and kept alive a dream of winning back-to-back titles. Palmeiras remain in 5th. Fortaleza were in a state of alert when they arrived for the game against Santos. The Lions needed the win to keep them out of the relegation zone, and the mascot was there to give them hope. Santos came into the match on the back of 2 wins, but with the final of the Libertadores coming up, they rested lots of key players for this fixture. The game got off to a cautious start, with neither side in control. Late in the half, VAR spotted a handball for Santos. Jean Mota stepped up, but Felipe Alves guessed right. After the interval, the pace picked up. Osvaldo went down in the area, and Felipe converted from the spot. The game improved. Yuri Cesar hit a superb ball to Wellington Paulista, who finished with style to beat João Paulo. The celebrations followed, and why not after such a fabulous goal? Fortaleza brought to an end a run of 2 months without a win, and hope this will be the start of a climb up the table. The loss for Santos left them out of the top 6 and out of the places for next year's Libertadores. Ceará went to Goiás and had an inspired night. Vina was in top form to help get the away win and sink their opponents into the relegation zone. On the 17th minute, Lima received from Vina in midfield and took a shot. The ball deflected on its way in to beat Tadeu. Ceará scored another at the end of the first half. Again, Vina made a difference when he found Fernando Sobral, who made it 2-0. At the start of the second half, Kleber won a penalty and Vina put the ball into the back of the net for the third goal. The number 29 was on fire and scored yet another in the 62nd minute. He received a pass from Lima and finished off with no chance for the keeper, the ball hitting the post on its way in. With a crushing win, Ceará moved on to 42 points, which left them pretty much safe from relegation. Not for Goiás, who could be heading for a quick return to Serie B. Corinthians were looking to get back on track after suffering a humiliating 4-0 loss to bitter rivals Palmeiras earlier in the week. Corinthians showed heart to their fans and had a convincing win against Sport. The Chimão pulled the strings from kick-off and had their first chance with Gustavo Mosquito. He badly mishit the shot and it was an easy save for Luan Poli. Mosquito would have another chance. After Vital found Cazares, the Ecuadorian used a chip to assist Mosquito to open the scoring. Corinthians in front. Sport couldn't cope, and the hosts almost scored a second with Camacho. A great save from Luan Poli. In the second period, centre-back Iago Maidana made a rare mistake, and Mateus Vital didn't waste a chance. A beautiful curling shot from the number 22. Sport were desperate for points to get away from the relegation zone, and Cássio had to be at his best to deny Patricky. Thiago Neves then had a go, but couldn't find the net. After a good pass from Fagner, the striker had to try twice to beat Luan Poli and put the final numbers on the match. A black and white victory in the Neo Química Arena. I'm from Rio Grande do Norte, a city called Bento Fernandes, 80 kilometers from the capital Natal. I started my career at America in 2013. I didn't play at academy levels. I went straight to the under-20s and signed my first pro contract. In 2016, I had an opportunity to play my first state cup for Alecrim from Rio Grande do Norte. Janine was ABC's manager at the time, and he called me there and I joined them. My best year was in 2017, when I was the team's top scorer in Serie B. I went to São Paulo in 2017, but 2018 was a downer for me. I played for Mirassol, Londrina and Sampaio Corrêa. In 2019, I was able to make a great career and life choice, going to Rio Grande do Sul to play for Juventude. Thank God, good things started happening and we got promotion to Serie B that season.
É muito importante falar assim. Eu cheguei assim, parece que eu já era.
The most important thing is that I felt at home as soon as I got there. It's great to arrive at a club and adapt quickly. I was unlucky when I tested positive for COVID just before my debut, and I had to go into isolation for a few days. I'm glad I was able to come back and get some minutes. The managers liked what I've been doing, so I gave everything I have to keep my spot in the starting 11, same as I've done wherever I played. I knew him, but this is the first time I've been coached by him. He gave me all the confidence, told me to keep playing like I was doing at Juventude, but with a little bit extra, since this is Serie A. He's a group guy, which is important to the routine. He talks to us, calls us separately to give instructions, and he's very smart tactically. I feel like I've grown a lot. I've been playing as a striker, which is something new to me, but he's helped with my growth. He's also been helping with my timing, my runs and my game, and I'm happy to be working with him.
Que eu faço também, mas com ele eu dei uma crescida muito grande. Coisas que eu não tinha assim, o time ele conseguiu me auxiliar para mim ter, então muito feliz por poder estar trabalhando com o professor. Então, como você falou, jogos complicados, mas a gente acredita.
They're all tough matches, but we believe in our group. We're very united, strong, and have been working a lot. We've been improving lately, but some things haven't been going our way. I believe our luck is going to change and we're going to get back to winning habits, which is the most important thing and what we set as our goal.
A gente pegou entrosamento muito grande agora esse ano. Mas isso vem lá desde 2019.
We had a lot of chemistry playing together this season, but it's been like that since 2019. We got to know each other even better playing in the same club. We have different lives, but we started linking up and the results were seen on the field. Many people said that I used to do the dirty work for him, but I disagree. He's got a huge talent, and I'm always telling him it's great watching him grow. I'm more of a physical player compared to Breno. He likes to dribble more, but we're both finishers. I used to be just an assist guy, but I've been looking to score more goals lately.
Jogador mais de drible curto. E acho que nós dois somos finalizador. Só que o meu cacoete antes era de mais servir. Hoje já tem outro pensamento também, além de servir, também de poder estar fazendo gols. Lá no final de 2018 para início de 2019 eu fiz uma das melhores escolhas da minha vida.
As I said before, I made one of the best decisions of my life in 2018-19 when I decided to join Juventude, because right from the start I was embraced by the fans and the board. So I've got a lot of gratitude for that city. I'm always messaging my former teammates to help them keep the focus. So I hope to God that José will go up to Serie A, because the fans from Caxias deserve it. We were spoilt for choices in round 31, but these are the ones that made our top 3. Curitiba let it slip right at the end, but they're in at number 3. Hugo Moura connected with Luis Henrique, who then went on to hit this rocket against Fluminense. Terrific stuff. Yuri César's great skills set it up for Wellington Paulista. The veteran forward watched Juan Paulo close the gap, but then produced a piece of magic to find the back of the net. What a strike from W9. But our number 1 pick from the round comes from Red Bull Bragantino. Artur provided the ammunition from a set piece, and Claudinho pulled the rabbit out of the hat with a audacious bit of skill. No chance for the Vasco keeper, and what a goal from Claudinho. We're about to bring you something different on this week's show, so sit back and enjoy. In the 22nd minute in the encounter between Red Bull and Vasco, Elinho hit an incredible strike. But it was a brilliant stop by Fernando Miguel. An outstanding save from Fernando, and a clear-cut option for the best save of the round. But the display of talent wasn't quite finished. Following the save, the ball hit the post and went back to Claudinho's feet. He passed it to Edimar, who embarrassed André with a naughty nutmeg and almost scored a worldie in Bragança Paulista. Congratulations to Fernando Miguel and Edimar, 2 great bits of skill in the space of seconds. In goal, we've gone for Felipe Alves of Fortaleza. At right back, Nataliel of Curitiba. The 2 centre-backs are Juninho of Bahia and Igor Rabelo of Atlético Mineiro. At left back is Edimar of Bragantino. In midfield, Pepe of Flamengo, Vina Serra and Claudinho of Bragantino. Up front, Fregi from Fluminense, Yuri Alberto of Internacional and Ferreira of Grêmio. The man on the bench is Abel Braga from Internacional. Imagine that your team is about to play a match that will take them to first in the table. It's a game that feels like a cup final. Now imagine that you score a hat-trick, provide an assist, and your side wins 5-1. That's exactly what happened with Yuri Alberto, who was clearly the best player in round 31. The Inter forward did everything in an amazing performance from the new leaders. Congratulations, Yuri Alberto. This is how the Brasileirao looks after 31 rounds. Internacional are the new leaders after hammering São Paulo in the Morumbi. Flamengo, Atlético Mineiro, Palmeiras and Grêmio are the rest of the sides in the top 6. As ever, it remains tight at the wrong end of the table. Fortaleza, Bahia Sport still in trouble, but the sides in real difficulty are Vasco, Curitiba, Goiás and Botafogo. Shaking off the dust. Former Vasco coach Ricardo Sá Pinto has signed for the Turkish side Gaziantep. The 48-year-old Portuguese is in charge at the Rio club for 15 games, but won only 3 times. The Onion Field. Fortaleza president Marcelo Paz has talked about the money that the club received when ex-player Everton Cebolinha, nicknamed Everton Chive, was sold by Grêmio to Benfica. The Northeast club earned around $850,000 as part of a deal, and the money will help with losses the club has suffered due to COVID-19. Argentine out. Sport have lost 7 players, including 5 starters, in the last 3 months. The most recent to go is midfielder Jonathan Gomez. The athlete fell out with the club due to the late payment of his wages and managed to end his contract with the team that are struggling to avoid the drop. Round 32 of the Brasileirao starts on Saturday with a tie between São Paulo and Curitiba. Also on Saturday is Vasco against Atlético Mineiro. On Sunday is what many consider to be the biggest derby in Brazil, as rivals Inter and Grêmio lock horns in the Estádio Beira-Rio. On the same day is Atlético Paranaense Flamengo, Ceará Palmeiras, Santos Goiás, Sport Bahia and Atlético Goianiense against Fortaleza. Plus, there's also the Rio derby between Fluminense and Botafogo. On Monday, Corinthians take on Red Bull Bragantino. That's it for this show. We hope you're enjoying our coverage of the toughest, most exciting league in the Americas. And we'll be back next week with more action from the Brasileirao.